Good morning, children. Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about motion and time lesson. In this motion and time, we are going to study different type of the motions and calculation of the time also we are going to study. So before going to the motion topic, first of all we need to recall the concept what we discussed in the 6th class. In 6th class we studied about the oscillatory motion, periodic motion, rectilinear motion, circular motion. These are the types of the motions we discussed in the 6th class. Now in 7th class we are going to study types of the motion based upon the distance covered. Types of the motion based upon the distance covered that we are going to study. Right. Coming to here we are going to discuss some examples. Based upon those examples we are going to classify what type of motion it is. Right. So if the object based upon the object motion, based upon the object what type of motion is following, we classify into different type of the motions. Now we are going to study the different type of the motion based upon their motion with the help of a table. These are the types of the situations where we can see the motion of the bodies. Here we are going to classify that what type of motion of this body. Right, children? So what we are going to discuss today? Some examples of different types of the motions. So here we are going to classify what type of motion of this body is following. So let's see first march fast. The soldiers who are doing the march fast, what type of motion it is? It is a rectilinear motion. And the cart which is moving, why we can call march fast is a rectilinear motion, means the body will go in a straight line direction without any interruption, which is not taking any curves. The body which is following the straight line direction, that type of motion we can call as a rectilinear motion. Now the bullock cart is moving on a road, means cart is moving on road means also it is also going in a straight line direction. So what type of motion we can call? Rectilinear motion. Now hands of an athlete. So you know that is many athletes will run in running race. So hands of the athletes, how they will run with the in a particular manner they will run. So they will move the hands forward and backward direction like this. So what type of motion the hands of the athlete is following means it is a periodic motion. Why we can call this a periodic motion means the hands will take the distance in a to and fro way. It will cover the forward direction and backward direction in the same interval of time. So means it is maintaining some particular period in that particular motion. So what we can say that it is a periodic motion. Now coming to the fourth example here, pedals of a bicycle. So you know that is when you are doing the cycling, you need to move the pedals. The pedals will move in circular direction. Of course, they are moving in circular direction. At the same time, if you are going with constant speed, the pedals will cover the circular direction, the circular path in equal interval of time. So this type of motion we can call as a circular motion and as well as the periodic motion also. So and periodic motion. Now coming to the motion of the earth around the sun. Motion of the earth around the sun, it is also like pedals only, means the earth which is revolving around the sun, which will cover 365 days, right now. Whenever it is revolving around the sun, it is covering the 365 days, means for every time it will cover same path, means it is moving around the sun in a circular direction. The motion of the earth is in circular direction, we can call a circular motion. At the same time, it is covering same time to complete one revolution. What is a revolution? To complete one circle, the time taken to complete the circle is called revolution here. So the time period which is taking is same. The time period which is taken by the earth is same around the earth. So we can say that is the motion of the earth is circular motion and as well as the periodic motion also. Now, motion of the pendulum. Motion of the pendulum here, you can observe the clocks. In olden days, the clocks will have the pendulum. The pendulum will do the to and fro motion. Means it will go forward, it will go backward direction. It will go forward, it will go backward direction. That type of motion we can call as a periodic motion. Why? Means whatever the distance it is going forward direction and whatever the time it is taking coming to the backward direction, both are same. Means the time which is taking to cover the distances are same. So this type of motion is also comes under the periodic motion. Okay children, so these are the examples, these are the situations in which direction, in which motion they are following, we classified here. I hope you are clarified what type of motions are these. So next we are moving to discuss about which object is going very fast, which object is going very slow. So in slow or fast, how we are going to describe it is, you know that is, when the body is covering the distance, it will take some time. Mean, for example, you are also coming from home to school. It will take some time to travel from there to here. Right? So, when you are starting from that point, when you are reaching the school, that is called destination, that is called initial point, it is a final point. The time taken to cover the distance will decide whether you are coming very fast or slow. So, here slow or fast also we can compare with the help of reference point. If two persons are going in same direction, which person will cover the distance in a less interval of time, in less span of time, then that body will, then we can say that the first body which is reaching the destination, it is going very fast. Now we are going to do one activity. Based upon this activity, you are going to get the clarity. In this activity, we are observing a road. On the road, three cars are there, car A, car B, car C. They are started at same time. They need to reach the destination. Which car will reach the destination? We can say that car is very fast. Let's do here. Here the path, car A, car B, car C. Now this is the initial point, we can call it initial point. It is the final point. So our distance of, for example, I am taking 20 kilometers. But I am taking 20 kilometers. The three cars started at the same time. After 1 hour or after half an hour, on same road, the three cars are in this level. If you observe, after 30 minutes, car A is here, car C is here, car B is here. After 30 minutes, you can say that is which car is going very fast. Means in 30 minutes of time, B body is covered more distance. So we can say that is this body is going very fast. After 30 minutes, A and C both are going in same way. They are said to be compared to B are slow. We can say these are also going very fast, but compared to B, this A and C are going very slow. Next, at the destination, means after 1 hour, for suppose a car is reached here, car B is here, car C is here. Now you can say which one reached the destination first. Car A is reached first, car B second, car C third. So by seeing this activity we can say this: if any body is covering the given distance with a less interval of time, with a less span of time, then that body is said to be going very fast. Now, based upon this activity, we will come to a definition, that is speed. What is the speed? Now we are going to discuss about the speed and later types of the speed. So, in last activity, based upon the distance covered in given time, which one is fast, which one is slow, we clarify the concept. Now we are going to discuss speed concept. So, why this speed concept we need to discuss? In order to classify the bodies, which one is going very fast, which one is going very slow, speed is a concept we need to learn it. So, here in the last activity, what I told you, the distance covered by the body in a given span of time, I told you. See, the distance covered by time taken is nothing but speed. So, what is the speed formula? Distance covered, time taken. So speed, what is the formula? Distance covered by the time taken. So simply we will write speed is equals to distance by time. Whatever the distance covered by the body in span of time, whatever the time it will be taken. So speed is equals to distance by time. Simply we are writing speed is equals to, this is very important formula children, you need to remember this formula, speed is equals to distance by time. See, I want to give you, in physics, every physical quantity need to measure and need to give some proper units. It is a standard measurement, that is called unit. What is the distance unit? How to calculate this distance? We usually will calculate the distance in meters. So now I am giving initially the units of the speed also. Later in this class or later in the chapter we are going to discuss types of the units also we are going to discuss. Meter, by time we have the units is second. So I am denoting the with the S. So what are the units? Meters per second. What are the speed definition? Distance covered by the time taken. Okay children, so we know we studied about the speed. Now we are going to discuss about types of the speed or types of the motion, right now. So based upon the time taken to cover the distance, based upon the distances covered in given interval of time, we classified speed or motion into two types. So we can write here types of motion or speed. So there are two types of the motions: uniform motion, non-uniform motion. And one more is non-uniform motion also. So these are the types of the motions. We have uniform motion and as well as the non-uniform motion. Now we are going to discuss about the uniform motion. What is a uniform motion? How we are going to discuss, how we are going to classify whether there is a uniform motion or not. Let's see. For example, a person is started from the point A. This is the point A. Right? The person started from the point A. After some time, means he taken 5 seconds to cover the distance of 5 meters. Okay. He reached the point B. Later, again he started from the B. He reached the point C. So here I am mentioning point C. Of the same distance of 5 meters, for this distance also he taken 5 seconds of time. So by seeing this diagram only you can give the clarity, you can say the person is starting from the A point, reached to the point B, later he reached the point C of equal distances here, 5 meter and 5 meter. For covering of equal distances, how much time he taken? For the situation of from A to B, he taken 5 seconds. From B to C also he taken 5 seconds. Clear? So here what we can say, what we discussed in the just now session, speed. Speed is equal to distance by time. So here also, what is the speed the body is taking here? Here I am writing speed is equals to distance by time. So what is the distance? Distance it is covered 5 meters. Time it is taken 5 seconds. So you know that is 5 by 5. 5 1 get cancelled. What we got 1 meter per second is the speed. What is the speed? 1 meter per second is the speed we got here. Now we are going to discuss about the situation 2 from B to C. From B to C also we are going to discuss speed 2, distance by time. What is the distance he covered from B to C? 5 meters. What is the time he taken to cover this 5 meters of distance is 5 seconds. So 5 get cancelled. So what we are getting here 1 meter per second. So speed 2, S2 I am denoting here. Speed 2. Here this speed 2 is also 1 meter per second. Speed 1 is also 1 meter per second. So from this we can give the clarity here. If the body is covering equal distances in equal interval of time, if the body is traveling in a rectilinear motion, rectilinear direction or in a circular motion also, of course, whatever the direction is, if it is covering the equal distances in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be moving with the uniform speed. Right? So here you can observe practically or mathematically. In situation 1, the speed of the body is 1. In the situation 2, the speed of the body is also 1. In both situations, the body speed is 1 meter per second only. So we can write here S1 is equals to S2. Means the body is maintaining the uniform motion throughout its journey. So what is this uniform motion, ma? If the body is covering equal interval of distances in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be moving in uniform motion. Now we are going to write the definition once. Later we are going for the non-uniform motion. What is the definition of uniform motion, ma? If a body covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. If a body covering equal distances in equal interval of time, then the type of motion we can call uniform motion. Example of uniform motion, what, right? Revolution, or the earth which is revolving around the sun. Because it is maintaining the uniform speed, that's why it is covering same distances, same time. So the distance which is covered in 1 year is same every time. So the body of the earth which is maintaining the uniform motion. I hope you got the clarity about the uniform motion. Now we are going to discuss about the non-uniform motion. What is the non-uniform motion? Okay, children. So as we discussed just now, if the body is covering equal distances in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be uniform motion. We given the example also. Now we are going to discuss the non-uniform motion. This is vice versa, opposite to the uniform motion. Now, same situation here also I am taking. The person which is started from A point, he reached the point B, and he reached the point C. So for that, here it is I am taking 5 meters. Here I am taking as a 7 meters. Now here I am taking 5 seconds. From here it is taking the 5 seconds. Now here the person who is started from the point A reaches the point B, he covered the distance of 5 meters. For covering that distance, he taken of 5 seconds of time. Now from B he started, he reached the point C. For that he taken the time of 5 seconds. So is he covering the same distance in same time? No, he is not covering the same distance in same time. He is covering different distances in same time. Now we are going to calculate in situation 1 what is the speed, in situation 2 what is the speed. Right children? Now here this is the situation 1. Speed 1 is equals to distance by time. What is the distance he covered? 5 meters. What is the time taken? 5 seconds. So here we can cancel 5 meters. So 5 under, 5 under. What we are getting here? 1 meter per second, as we discussed earlier also. So I am naming this as a S1, speed 1. Now I am moving to the situation 2. In situation 2, what is the distance he covered? What is the time taken? He covered the distance of 7 meters. He covered the time taken 5 seconds. Now what is the speed I am taking here? Speed 2 is equals to distance by time. So what is the distance he covered? 7 meters. What is the time taken? 5 seconds. So 5, is it get cancelled? No. So what we are going to get here? 1.4. What we are going to get? 1.4 meter per second is the speed in the second situation. S2 I am taking. Right children? Are the situations are maintaining the same speed? No, they are not maintaining the same speed. They are having in situation 1 it is going with the 1 meter per second. In situation 2 it is going with the 1.4 meter per second. They are not equal. So we can write the equation S1 is not equal to the S2. Means what is the non-uniform definition here? The body which is not maintaining the same speeds in different situations, then that body is said to be going with a non-uniform motion. Otherwise, if a body covering unequal interval of distances in equal interval of time, then the type of motion we can call as a non-uniform motion. Now here we are going to write the definition for the non-uniform motion. If a body covers unequal, here unequal intervals of distances, otherwise unequal distances also we can write. What we can write is unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay children, this is about the non-uniform motion. So I hope you got the clarity about the uniform motion, non-uniform motion. If the body is covering equal distances in equal interval of time, that is said to be uniform motion. If the body is covering unequal distances in equal interval of time, the type of motion we can call as non-uniform motion. Now in next session we are going to discuss about the measurement of time. What we are going to discuss? Measurement of time. I hope you got the clarity about this concept. Thank you. Okay children. So now measurement of time. How we are going to measure the time? In ancient days, how they are going to tell the time? Nowadays we have the watches. We can tell with the help of the watches and gadgets and cell phones, everything what we are using to tell the time. What about ancient days? Right? In ancient days, they used to tell the time based upon the nature. Based upon the nature. How this nature will help us to tell the time means, in ancient days, they used to tell the days. So for them, the day will start from sunrise and the day will complete it with the help of with sunset, right, ma? So in answer is how the day will be denoted. The day will be equal to sunrise to sunset, right, ma? So for in answer is the day will be denoted with the sunrise to sunset. What about if you are going for increasing the days? What will come? Month will come, right, ma? How the month will be decided? How the month will be told by the ancient people means a month will be denoted from new moon day to new moon day. Means you know that is in Telugu in our culture we have Amavasya and as well as Paurnami, right? If one Paurnami is happened today, after 15 days we are going to get Amavasya, later again 15 days we are going to get Paurnami. So the gap between the new moon day to the new moon day, it is nearly 1 month. So like that they are going to decide whether it is 1 month or 2 months, right, ma? So if for telling a day, they will use sunrise and sunset. To telling a month, they use new moon day to the new moon day. Now coming to the year. So after many months, year need to complete it. How they are going to decide the year is has completed? So for a year, they will depend on the revolution of the earth. Revolution of the earth. Means we can say that is seasons, right? Based on the seasons, they will decide whether the year completed or not. So like this ancient people will say, for day sunrise is from sunrise to the sunset. For a month, new moon day to the again new moon day. For a year, revolution of the earth around the sun, like seasons. With the help of the season, they will tell about the years. Now we are going to discuss. What about the time which is less than a day? Very short span of time. How we are going to tell? Of course, in ancient days there is no watch, there is no clocks, there is no digital meters to tell the time. For that, we need a proper mechanism to tell the time less than a day. So here we have an invention that is pendulum. So pendulum is an instrument which is used to tell the time less than a day or less than an hour also. So now we are going to discuss about pendulum. Right, ma? So pendulum will have a bob and as well as a string. Bob is a metallic one and as well as string which is attached to the bob. So now here I am drawing the structure of the pendulum. If you observe clearly, this is a bob, a metallic ball. This is a metallic ball. We can call as a bob. I'm naming it as a bob here, which is a string or a rope. With the help of the rope, we are attaching this bob to a support. So this type of a mechanism will use it to tell the time in ancient days. So let's study about this pendulum, how it is going to tell the time. So first of all, we need to write what is the mean by bob. A metallic ball. Right. A metallic ball will be attached to a string. Here in the pendulum we have 3 positions. When a pendulum or a bob which is pulled by ourselves to a side. So this position we can call as an extreme position. For example, you take this as A. Now the position at the B I am taking as a mean position. Now this position we can call as again extreme position. If I am beginning with the letter of C. Now, how the pendulum will work? How it is going to tell the time? Means, when you are taking this bob aside without any force applying on the bob, if you leave this pendulum, what will happen? This pendulum will go from the point A through the B, again reaches to the point C. After that, again it will come back to the point A through the B only. So here what is happening? The pendulum is doing the motion, right? Pendulum is moving, pendulum is doing the to and fro motion. When the body is starting from the position A, through B reaching the C, again coming back to the same position, to complete one cycle we can call as a oscillation. What we can call it? Oscillation. Here I am giving the definition of oscillation. What is the oscillation here? When a bob is starting from the point A, going to the C through the B, again coming back to the A. So the path which is covered is called oscillation. Means here I am writing the bob starts from A, reaches to C, again come back to A. The path which is covering when it is in motion, it is called oscillation. Now here, it is in motion means we should give a name for this also, right now. So now I am giving this type of motion we can call oscillatory motion. What type of motion is? Oscillatory motion. Here the bob is doing to and fro motion. Means the bob is starting from the point A, going to the point C, again coming back to pro. So this type of motion we can call as the oscillatory motion. So we can write as the to and pro motion of the body. To and pro motion of the body or bob is called oscillatory motion. Okay, see. So now here, when the bob is starting from the point A, again reaching the point C, coming back to the A, this type of motion we can call as oscillatory motion. Now, okay, we studied about the pendulum. How it is going to tell the time? Means, in ancient days, Galileo Galilei is observing the church lamp. When he is observing the church lamp, what he observed is the pendulum is completing the oscillations in equal interval of time. How he notices that is means when he is observing the church lamp that is having the pendulum, the oscillations doing by the pendulum and his heartbeat both are getting matched. How it will be said? Means when this pendulum is completing 10 oscillations, his heartbeat is completing 12 beats. So he come to notice, okay, this pendulum is completing equal oscillations. So this 12 times of the heartbeat is giving the 10 times of the oscillations. Or we can say that is this 10 times of the oscillations can be equal to the 12 times of the heartbeat. Like that, with the help of the Galileo Galilei, we come to know that is this pendulum can give the equal intervals of time. The periodic motion, the oscillatory motion will give the equal intervals of time. So that this can be utilized further manufacturing of the watches, further manufacturing of the clocks. How it will be said? Of course, we know that is this pendulum is completing the oscillatory motions in equal interval of time. With the help of this, how many oscillations is completed? That many seconds we can take into consideration. Like that, the generation which is there in the ancient days, they manufactured the clocks with the help of the pendulum. So this is about measurement of time and as well as the manufacturing of the clocks, how they manufactured with the help of the pendulum. Now we are going to discuss about here. So one more thing also we need to discuss, what is a time period in the case of pendulum. So here as per Galileo Galilei, what he discussed, so heartbeats and the time taken by the pendulum completing a revolution or periodic oscillations are comparable. Now here I am writing one more definition is time period. What is the time period? The time taken by the bob to complete one oscillation. So right here, time taken by the bob in pendulum is called oscillation. So is called time period. So here we know the time period of the oscillation, how much time it will take to complete the oscillation. So based upon that oscillation time period, we come to know how to construct how to manufacture the clocks. See, usually it will take 2 seconds of time to complete one revolution, right? So based upon this condition, they calculated the time and they manufactured the clocks. So children, in next session we are going to discuss about whatever the given the pendulum will have the same time period, will have the same time period or not, that we are going to discuss in later sessions.